We are so bored of hearing I'm sad, I'm bored, I'm fine, sorry, and please. But these are the words that we often need to use, and even though this word often, I have used this word in all my videos, I need to find another word for often. So, we all sometime or the other feel frustrated of hearing any word that is way too frequently said or heard. And these are the phrases that we want to or not, we somehow have to use it in our everyday life. Sorry, I'm fine, I'm sad, please. And kind of we are losing the importance of these words and the essence of these words. So in my today's video, I'll be sharing some other phrases and words that you could use instead of I'm fine, sad, sorry, please. So watch my full video to learn more words, improve your vocabulary, and be a little bit more smarter when you want somebody to accept that sorry of yours. This is Irene from Educare. Instead of saying please, there are a few phrases and words that you could use. So next time, instead of saying please, try saying I would appreciate. You see, praising somebody always works. So rather than saying please don't talk so loudly, you could say I'd appreciate if you speak softly, or if you don't speak so loudly in the library, I would appreciate if you don't speak so loudly in the library, or I would appreciate if you throw the bin. Please throw the bin. Rather than saying that, I'd appreciate if you throw the bin today. Another way to say it is, would you be able to? Rather than saying, please give me a glass of water, try saying, would you be able to give me a glass of water? Another way is, very stylish one, I don't suppose. Rather than saying please, try saying this. I don't suppose you could help me with maths, could you? I don't suppose you could help me with maths, could you? Another way is, would you be able to? Or, would you mind? Try saying this. Would you mind picking me up at 9 and we could go to the party together? Would you mind picking me up at 9 for the party and we could go together? So rather than saying please, try these phrases. If they work much better for you, don't forget to let me know in the comment section below. Now, the famous word sorry. We say it so much, sometimes we mean it, sometimes we do, and sometimes we mean it, but the way we say it, it doesn't come out right. So, there are some ways you could say sorry in a better way. For example, I owe you an apology. Rather than saying sorry, I owe you an apology. Another one for very serious matters, and this one really shows that you actually are very sorry. I take full responsibility for my actions. I take full responsibilities for my action. Another way to say sorry is, it was very thoughtless of me. Whenever you're regretting a behavior or something you said or done, you could use this phrase. It was so thoughtless of me to say something like that to you. It was so thoughtless of me to forget your birthday. So instead of saying sorry, use this one. Another one is very, very serious one, and it means really like you're really, really sorry, is I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me. I hope you can be able to forgive me. Try these two last phrases only when you have done something seriously, seriously bad. We say I'm fine even when we are not, and now often even when you're fine, if you say fine, people assume maybe you're not. So there are some smarter ways to say I'm fine. For example, if you are really good and if you really think this, like whichever situation you were in, it is the best for you. You could say, I couldn't have been better. How are you? Couldn't have been better. You can even make it shorter. I couldn't have been better. I couldn't have been better. Or couldn't be better. Another way to say it is if you're in kind of the middle, like you have been better than this and it is not the worst, then it's not, how are you? Not having a worse day, not having the worst day. Or I have had worse days. I have had worse days. Or I have been worse. I have been worse. So like you're better than your past days, but not in your best days. Another way to say it is I'm much better, and the most cliche one, I am very good. Another way to say I'm fine is not too bad, thanks. Now coming to how to express when you are sad. Now there are many ways you could express that, and you should. Whenever you're sad, don't keep it to yourself. If you can't share it with your colleagues, do find somebody, your friends, family. There's always someone who'll listen to you. Nowadays, the current situation we're in, it would be very wise not to keep your feelings imprisoned in yourself and suffer all alone. Do share. There's always help around. The few phrases to express that you're sad is I'm totally devastated. I'm totally devastated. Another way to say it is I'm gutted. This one is a British slang, so don't use it in a formal situation. It's a bit of a slang. So I'm gutted. Another way to say it, I'm not too well. I'm not great, or I'm not doing great. And a very serious one to say is I'm down in the dump. Oh, don't talk to me, I'm down in the dump. So if somebody comes up to you and says, I'm down in the dump, please pay attention to them, listen to them, and try and help them. Another one is, I'm tired. So some smart ways to say I'm tired is, oh, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. Another very formal and smart one is, I'm done for the day. I cannot talk anymore, or I can't work anymore. I'm done for the day. Another one, a bit of a slang, is I am totally drained. I'm totally drained. It's a slang, so don't use it in a formal situation. Another slang, but it rhymes and it's really fun to say, is I'm knackered, cream crackered. Basically you're saying you're tired, so I'm knackered, cream crackered. This is a British Cockney slang, so don't use it in formal situations. And another way to say it is I have no more energy left. I have no more energy left. I can't work anymore. So these are a few phrases that you could use when you're trying to express you're tired. Another one, and the last one for today, is I'm bored. We don't usually say it out loud because we don't want to be rude, but there are situations where you are bored and you don't want to sound rude, but that you need a smart way to say that you're bored. So one way to say it is, suppose you went to watch a movie with somebody and you were bored and someone asked you, oh, how was the movie? You could say, oh, it was like watching the paint dry. So rather than directly saying it was boring, you're saying that it was so slow, it was like you were watching the paint dry. What could be more boring than that? It was, the movie. It was like watching the paint dry. Trying to use this I'm bored, or the movie is boring, or the person is boring. So there's another way to say when it comes to the person, when you're trying to say that a person is boring, there's a smart way and very fun way to say is he's a bit of a snore, or she's a bit of a snow. So I went out on a date last night and he was a bit of a snore. I went out on a date last night and he was a bit of a snore. So rather than saying he was boring, you say it in a smart way. I hope none of you got bored watching my video. If you haven't, then you know what you have to do. Like the video, share it with anyone you love or anyone you care and you think this video will help them or they will enjoy this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. This is Irene signing off for tonight. Assalamu alaikum.